The big, big secret to learning an instrument. You got to play every day. There is no more to say. Play every day, then you'll be on your way.
So have been known to miss going to the Fiddler's contest and what.
Alright folks, welcome to the first installment of Play Every Day, a new series of articles and videos devoted to the practice of music. How to make it fun, how to make it productive. Thanks for being here. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to learn music from recordings. Alright, say you want to learn a blistering guitar solo, or you want to learn a really fast fiddle tune and it's too hard. There's some tips I can offer you to make it easier. Alright, so in a nutshell, this video will cover a software app that allows you to slow down music and loop and pitch correct. And I'm also just going to talk about some general practice strategies for learning music from recordings. Okay, you ready? I am. Alright, so today we're going to work with a tune called Cotton Eye Joe, as played by Bruce Molsky. Okay, so there's an A part, there's a B part, and there's also a song with vocals. Alright, and so in the interest of time, I'm not going to play the whole song. I've already listened to it, and I just wanted to let you know that's a key part of this process. The next thing we'll get into is using a software app. I highly recommend buying something to slow down music. Alright, if you really are serious about learning your instrument and you're learning by ear, even if you're not learning by ear, it's such a good idea. Since it exists, it's such a great tool. I use Amazing Slowdowner and I like it. I've also heard from my bandmate in Diego's Umbrella, Jake, that Anytune is a good one. Haven't tried it, but it looks comparable. All right. So anyway, we're going to work with Amazing Slowdowner today, and we're going to now switch from human mode to computer mode. So let's play the song. Pretty fast. Too fast for me to learn from. Yeah, too fast for me to learn from. So we're going to start by finding a speed that works. I generally like to start in around 60%. See how that goes. Alright, so again, I just moved this slider to 60. You can also use this arrow. Alright, let's listen. Alright, good. Now here's the B part. Okay, so that was the beginning of the B part. I want to concentrate on the A part, so I'm going to create a loop now. See, I think the B part starts at around 828. So I'm going to create the loop. It's set to start at 0. I go down here, I hit loop. Now the end point, is at 18 seconds. I want it to be just over 8, so I'll set it to 9. Alright, so there we go. It's a little extra time on that loop. Let's listen to our loop. Okay, so that's a pretty good loop, all right? And that's the whole A part. But maybe there's something about the beginning or some part that you don't quite have, and you need to set a smaller loop. You may want to do that. Like you may want to just loop on. Let's try this. 3 seconds. And so I got that part, and then maybe I'll do a little bit more. Move it to like 5 seconds. Alright, and maybe it's still too fast, maybe you want to slow it down more. I don't know. And then let's hear that. It still sounds pretty nice. It still it doesn't. Sometimes this kind of software gets really hard to listen to, but it sounds pretty nice still. All right. So basically, you then work through the tune very methodically. You get one little part. Once you can play that, you pause it and you make sure you kind of check to see if you got it. Sounds like I got it. So let's listen to it now and see how close I was. I'm getting there. All right. So I think you get the idea though. Don't rush through it. Make sure you get one part down really well. Then you can move on, then you can put it together. Then you'll learn the next thing, and then put those two together and slowly stay on those, and then get another part. It's just the same thing goes for learning a tune, like when I teach it as a video lesson or to an in-person student. You know, I don't just play the whole thing and be like, okay, now you do it. No, that would be very hard. It's like, sometimes we're learning one note at a time, or maybe 2 or 3 notes, all right? Sometimes a student just quickly gets 5 notes or a whole phrase, and then we just move more quickly. You know, just listen to, but be honest with yourself and make sure you got the part that you're working on before you move on. All right. So that's roughly how to use the Amazing Slowdowner. There's another cool feature besides the looping and the slowing down, which is pitch correction. So this tune I figured out through trial and error, just from playing the notes and hearing it and trying scales, that it was in A. Alright, but say I wanted to play with a banjo player who wants the tune in G major. Well, I don't know how to play it in G major, but maybe this program can help me figure that out. So there is a way to do that. You go to here, let's go back to computer mode and go to pitch correction. And what I'm going to do is, so if it's in A and I want to make it in G, I would lower the tune by 2 semitones. Right now there's no pitch correction, so it says 0 for that. But if I go to up, that's speed. If I go to pitch, and now it's lowered 2 semitones, that puts it in the key of G. Let's listen now. Wow, pretty cool. And then you learn the tune that way. All right? So maybe you already know a certain tune in one key and you need to learn it in another. Use this. Or if you just want to get better as a musician, try playing something in a different key. It'll improve your musicianship hugely to do that. You may not want to, and that's fine, but if you want to and you happen to have the software, it might be fun. Okay? So just a few other more general tips about learning from recordings to wrap this up. And one observation is that I've been doing this a long time, trying to learn from recordings. It used to be much harder because I did it with cassettes when I first started, and then CDs, and it's just harder to get to the right point, you know. Every time you want to learn that one little part, it just was a lot more effort and work. So it's a lot easier now, but it's still hard. It's very mentally taxing to learn this way, as opposed to like if you can read music, or if, like the way my fiddle videos are, I think are a lot easier. So I recommend, it may seem obvious, but be kind to yourself and take a break. Do something different. Go and play some tune that's easy for you. Or or a scale. You know, it's just a way of centering your playing, kind of relaxing, and then going back to that really difficult thing that you're working on. All right. So anyhow, and basically it's just a lot about listening as well. You know, in addition to this focused work here, listen to the tune more passively, kind of like what I was talking about at the beginning. But say you're working on a tune, maybe at a different time of day when you're driving or cooking, you know, throw the tune on and just kind of have it on repeat, that one tune a little bit, so it starts to sink in a little bit. All right, so hopefully these tips were helpful for learning from recordings, and please let me know your ideas on other things you think might be good for practice, or if you have things you do to learn things from recordings that are helpful. You know, maybe we can share this stuff. This video lesson will also appear as an article in a blog by the same name of Play Every Day. All right, and there'll be links for that in the comments below. All right, take care. We'll see you next time, folks.
Play